Hi, everybody. I'm actually getting ready for the day. I'm almost done just figuring out what I'm going to do. And I wanted to talk to you that good news and bad news. I didn't make this channel to just follow a crowd and to plug carnivore living. I did it because I got such amazing health benefits, and I pretty much brought myself from crutches to riding a bike and miles and miles a day and just having a life again. And so that's the reason why I did this channel. I started documenting how my body was reacting to going fully 100% on a carnivore lifestyle. Just give me a second here, guys. How is that? Okay. Had a hair there. And I was, and so that's what if you go back, you will see that's what I've been talking about is what's happened with me. I started off this diet at a size 4 at Costco, okay? And I weighed about 130 pounds. I'm 5'3". And this has been about 6 months. It's almost to the day, 6 months that I've been on a fully carnivore diet. And I dived into this because I was suffering from severe arthritis in my knees and all my joints, and my hand became clawed a lot of times because the arthritis was so bad that I had to actually pry open each and every finger. I don't know if any of you guys have experienced that. People who are paralyzed, that happens a lot to them, where their hands become just fused together. And that's what was happening with me with the arthritis. So I had to every morning, and sometimes I would just put my hand on the countertop and pull as hard because it was like breaking my fingers. And it would happen multiple times during the day. Plus, I couldn't really make it up the stairs by myself. I needed to have the banister to pull myself. And I definitely could not carry anything. Last winter, I was in a wheelchair for 3 weeks because my arthritis was so bad. It had went through my just my ankles and my knees and my hips, and I just couldn't put any weight on. And then it went from there to 3 months of crutches. I remember last year I went to Canada Day. And my husband and I, we usually go and do the parade and do a few things like that. But last year I had to, we only went about a block because I didn't bring crutches and I didn't bring a wheelchair or anything to ride in. And it was too much. I couldn't handle it. So I was really living on a very minimal amount of life. It was really from the couch to the to the kitchen, from the bed to the couch, to the kitchen, to the bathroom. It was very little that I was doing. And even that was very difficult because my health had really, really dropped. It wasn't just that. I was suffering from extreme anxiety and depression, and a depression that I did not even realize how bad it was until it started to clear up. So as the weeks were going by, and it was really a daily thing that I was finding that all of these symptoms started to fall away. The arthritis went away so quickly, and then I started to have time to build up muscle because, your muscles, you're sitting down all the time. You don't use it, you lose it, and I had lost a lot of muscle. So I started from that point exercising, doing weight training. And so my life from 6 months ago to today is just incredibly different. I'm probably 20 years younger in the sense of the energy and the capacity to be able to bend my knees. It is amazing. I couldn't bend my knees. It was so painful to get down on my knees or to get down on the ground and try to get up again. Sometimes I couldn't even do it without help from another person. It was so bad. My life was really not looking forward. I wasn't looking forward to what was going to happen next. And I went to the doctor, and And you know, when the doctor x-rayed and did all of that to find, yeah, you got arthritis, it's pretty bad. And I'd ask, well, what can I do? Well, you know what? You're just getting old. It's just going to be getting worse. So as all of these symptoms are melting off, as I'm eating only a meat based, and you got to, if you don't know, I was a vegan and I was a vegetarian. I was sort of back and forth most of my life. I have had meat, but it was small pockets, and so I went from, when I did this, it was really hard for me to even put meat in my mouth, if you can understand, because of being a vegan for so long and really loving animals the way I do and not wanting to bring harm to it. And I've seen all of those horrible movies that they have used to program us to not eat meat. Truly, they have. It was really difficult in the beginning to eat meat, but I saw so much benefit that it was worth it. And I was so sick that it was worth going from this lifestyle, that really I had so much inflammation and depression, and my health was bad in many, many different areas. It wasn't just these things. When you get that bad and that sick, it's like a cascade all over your body. Everything. Like I had a trigeminal nerve pain, and I had just gout and all of these different symptoms that were really plaguing my life, and nobody could give me an answer or help. And it was the carnivore diet that did. But as the months went by, and this is where I'm going to say, when I first started this, a really good friend of mine on Facebook, who I've actually never met, but she's from my other channel. She came from my other channel that I've had for a number of years, and she's been a really good friend. And she sent me a message, said, I tried the carnivore diet, but I lost too much weight and I had to go off of it. I had to go to Ketovore at this point. And I'm thinking, well, she's just not doing it right. And that's what everybody's saying, you know, like I hear this a lot. Oh, you're just not doing it right. And when I started to, like I said, I was a size 4. So I really didn't need to lose any weight, maybe some, because I was 5'3". So probably about 115 I should have sat at. But I got to 115 pounds. And I was so excited because I looked smoking hot. I looked like I did in my 20s. I was in a bikini. I've shown you pictures and everything. And then I went past that. And then I was down to 112, 110, 108, and 105. And by the time I got to 105, I looked like a skeleton. And that is when my husband was saying, you're looking disgustingly gross. Not that he was trying to... he was trying to be as honest as he possibly could, that now I'm starting to look like the people that were in Elkovich in the Second World War. I'm starting to the depression's coming back. The exhaustion came back like just tremendously. And I just didn't want to do anything anymore. And I was afraid to eat anything because every time that I ate anything other, I would get violently ill. Like I tried strawberries twice, and the second time I was violently throwing up with the strawberries. So it was like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Because now I'm rapidly, and I'm like, and then I get one that is under 105. Like I get 104.8. And I'm like, okay, this is going to stop. I have to be reasonable and just not say, okay, this is good for me. But what I also noticed at that time is a lot of the people that are doing carnivore diet, who are the women and have gotten down to this, go Ketovore. They stop at a certain point, and there's a reason. I've noticed that the men are able to stay long-term on fully carnivore with nothing else, steak a day, eggs a day, whatever. And they are able to have the muscle and the and build muscle and just live a really healthy lifestyle. But I found that was not the case with a lot of the women. The women were like my good friend from Facebook, who started rapidly losing a lot of weight and became skeletal and became, looked like they were bulimic. You know, people were shocked by what they were seeing. and I wasn't feeling any better. So now the diet wasn't working for me, but I was still losing weight, and it was eating up all of my fat reserves, which I think what gave me all the energy is because I had the fat reserves. And now that the fat reserves were pretty much gone, because you could see in my feet and in my hands had gotten really gaunt. And you could just see every tendon and everything in it. And I had to really, okay, this honestly is not working anymore. But at this, and this is about a week ago now, I find out, I just remembered, oh, I've got berries. And I was thinking, well, maybe I'll add berries because, you know, we were hunter-gatherers at one time. We ate nuts and we ate berries and we ate the wild stuff, basically, is what we ate. And I've learned how to do that. And anybody who's paid attention know that I'm a seasoned gardener, and I got a lot of this stuff. And I continued to do my garden this year. And thank goodness the stuff that I put in my garden is actually, it's foresight, you know. I believe that we are directed sometimes to be able to plan for the future, and yet you don't know. And most of the vegetables that I put in there will work with a Ketovore diet. So I remembered, oh, I've got all of these berries in my little bit of a forest that I got here. It's just packed with berries. So we started hunting them down, and I ate some berries, and I've been eating some berries every day. And I've added, so I've had like berries and cream, which is just wonderful. I've added cream, whipping cream to my diet. It hasn't bothered me. I find now I'm able to actually add more things back to my diet, which is really wonderful, without getting the violent sicknesses. Because I think what happened was I was still healing, and I was taking out the toxins that were in my fat. And so that was coming. And so when I brought into something else, it was just too much for my system. But now I'm able to, I won't try strawberries because that was just too violent. That was like 2 weeks ago. So we're not going to do that. But I'm able to do these berries, and I'm able to do cucumbers, and I've got lots of cucumbers in mine. And I'm able to do certain vegetables, which is really, I'm going to be doing stir fries. But what I want to, but I'm still eating 95% carnivore with adding these things. I'm not adding a lot right now, but I'm stable now. I've actually come back to the 108, which is really good. So I'm not, that's about 4 pounds difference. So I'm kind of back there. I still want to go back up to at least 110, maybe 112, because the index for my size of body should be no less than 112. So right now I am underweight. But my energy is coming back now that I'm adding these little, even though it's a little bit. So I'll be starting to do more recipes with doing more of this Ketovore, adding some in-season vegetables and fruit, and maybe nuts. And I'm going to try them all, because this is not about everybody has to be strict. This is about your health. And so you have to follow your health the way it leads you. And my health now that I'm starting to get more energy back because I'm having more things brought into my diet, it's helping. It's helping quite a bit. The depression started to come back too. It's amazing. You really can't lose that much weight and be healthy. You just can't. And I wasn't healthy again. So I sort of went from one pendulum to the other. I swung. And now I want to find some happy medium. I will never be able to eat breads and complex carbohydrates because I have for a long time known that I have a celiac tendency towards carbohydrates, and they will make me extremely ill very quickly. So I don't. I mean, if I really want to get really sick quickly, all I have to do is start eating spaghetti or having bread and stuff. So that won't be part of it. But I will be adding a lot more of these things, and I will tell you about my progress because, again, this isn't about just the diet. This is about health. This is about my health. I'm almost, what day is it right now? I could even be my birthday today, 64. That I don't know. I don't pay attention to that kind of stuff, except for that it makes me excited and that I have made it. So many people haven't made it to this age, and I still have a great, I outlook on life. I love life. I just want to do life and stuff. And so I celebrate the years that I've been here to learn and grow. And I think it's been a blessing to be able to have the life that I've had. And what I wanted to also talk about is in my family, because my family did it. My husband did carnivore for about 3 weeks, and then he stopped. A whole bunch of life stuff happened and got in the way, and I understand that. And my granddaughter did it, and then stopped full carnivore as well. But what I found as I've been going and still continuously eating this way, because I've changed my lifestyle completely to gain my health back, is I find that now they're basically have been ketovore for months now. My husband has had the bread, but it's I pack his lunch, and I pack a lot of meat in his lunch and berries and things like that. But I always put breads and stuff because he's asked for that. And I'm finding that every day, more and more of that is being untouched. The desserts are being untouched. He's eating just the fruits and vegetables and the meat, the lot of meat. So they're probably, my husband's probably 80% carnivore, where that's what he eats and my granddaughter is probably about 90%, because I stopped bothering them. So she stopped eating cookies and cake and ice cream, and she took out breads. And every now and then when we have a hot dog, she'll have a bread. But she has started to notice now that it actually affects her, where she becomes very clouded because she suffers from ADHD. And why she has been eating like this, she's just bringing up the quality of food since she's been living with us, has really helped with the ADHD. So even though they haven't went fully carnivore, they have gone this way, and it has improved their health, I would say, quite a bit. Especially my granddaughter has improved her health. And I'll tell you what's going to happen with my husband as the time goes on, because I can see him transitioning on his own. And that's really the way. You don't want to force something like this on anybody. Although in the beginning I was so excited and I wanted everybody to try it. But I was doing it for severe health reasons, so I stuck on it. And I knew that they didn't have these same issues that I did. And it's always a free choice. You have to have, it's got to be a free choice what you do in this world, how you take care of your body. But through my example and my health getting better, and them seeing me add extra, just living to it, like going to festivals and riding my bike and in the pool and gardening and all of my life that I'm able to live now, that I have chosen a different way. They are now leaning towards that. So yeah, I don't think anybody has to go, but this is what, I don't think anybody has to go 100% carnivore, especially everybody has to. Let me say this again. I don't think everybody has to go that way. But if you're still in where you're trying to lose the weight and you're trying to get that off, that is absolutely perfect. But it seems like women, once we get past that point, we need to now go check out Dr. Barry's wife. She's not full carnivore. She goes back ketovore, carnivore. A lot of these other ones that have more, they're shapely, more beautifully shaped, are ketovore. And because it does seem to be that women fat distributing and eating this way seems to take off a whole lot more, where men seem to be able to tolerate it. I guess that's just the difference again between the man and the woman, a little bit different, but it is a learning experience, and I hope that you guys can learn from this. But if you are still in losing weight and you've got a fair bit, don't listen to anything that I'm saying right now. Wait until you get to the point where I am. But a lot of you have started kind of where I am, and you may be concerned and wondering what to do next. Well, this is what I'm doing. I'm adding berries. I haven't added much more berries, radishes and cucumbers. And that's about it that I've been adding. But a lot of that, I've been adding a lot more than I would have before, and didn't add any of that. Still sticking away from any sweets or anything like that, which I probably will never bring back into my diet. But yeah, I want to get up to a little bit more just for the energy level. And I know that people say, well, just go with more fat, go with more fat. Fat makes you lose weight. So the more that you eat fat, the more you lose fat in your body. So yes, I'm eating a lot of fat, but you got to balance that out at the end, or at least this is what I'm finding. So I guess I'm going to get, and I wanted to see, okay, what do you guys think? There's this hat. There's my one. You guys have all seen this one on me before. There's this one. For my day going out. I really like this one, but I've never worn it yet because it's such a crazy hat. See how it goes? Anyways, have fun, live and love and light. Talk to you later.